Hi everyone, happy Monday. Today it's April 17th, 2023. Um, it was quite a long day. Need to take care of some paperwork this morning. Apologies for the noise. Actually, I can turn it off because it just finished right now. Yeah, so Dice Pistol, it went well. Got so many positive feedback, plenty of sales, which I'm really happy about. Currently still finalizing the edits for the second build video, where I'm gonna explain how to assemble the dice shell. I think it's gonna be up later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Apart from that, I'm still struggling with my 3D printer, especially with the travel print settings. For some reason, if I printed something like big, it works fine, no troubles whatsoever. But every time I wanted to print something that is quite small and also close to each other, something like this, I still see some cases of stringing. I mess around with the retraction speed, distance, and also this what was it again, the maximum distance in bit, maximum distance amount. Read plenty of articles, also read some Reddit thread and stuff, but none of it really solved the problem. So the only thing that I have right now is just I keep printing and changing one variable at times. So far, I mean, it's less stringy than before. At least now it's the stringing is just like a as thin as a, I don't know what it's called. It's more like a hairline stringing, rather, because before it was really like quite thick stringing. So I need to cut it, and even when you cut it, it will leave some mark on the print surface. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. And yeah, this whole thing happened since I upgraded my 3D printer from a Bowden tube setup into a direct drive. First problem was it stopped extruding mid-print. Turns out that the stock extruder that I got from Creality direct drive kit is just not strong enough. So I think most of the time the filament slips between the extruder. So but luckily I have this dual extruder from my previous setup that I can replace it now with a dual extruder. But then yeah, now I have this problem with stringing that I still cannot solve until now. Yeah, so I just need to figure it out somehow, keep messing around with numbers, and hopefully I'll get something. Oh yeah, on top of that, I got some pretty nice comments, and yeah, most of them basically asked and say that I lost my word. Most of them ask about the possibility if it can somehow, if the dice pistol, or if there is a way to shoot multiple dice at once. And I thought I think it's possible. I just need a bigger build for that. So I made the first prototype. This is how it looks. It's based on the bullet shell from my previous project, the flare gun. Yeah, it's still the same build, but I just altered some stuff in the middle. So what I'm trying to do here, if you want to hold multiple dice at once, obviously the shell needs to be much bigger, and also this thing with the arms that can hold one dice doesn't work anymore for this, because you know there will be plenty of dices inside the shell, and we cannot I think it would be too complicated to kind of create a shape or mechanism to, you know, hold each dice together. So I was thinking to just create a latch like this, and it can snap into the end of the shell lightly, so it's not really like shut closely, so it can still be open with a bit of force, but then you know it wouldn't also open easily. So I think the first prototype works. Obviously I need to try and print different latch until I found the perfect one. Sorry, I should have used a tripod. But so far I don't need to print different shell, so it takes quite it's not really long to produce a lot of different prototype for the latch, but I'm happy with this. So the idea now is just like to load multiple dice inside it. Like so. Obviously this is a 3D printed dice I made for my previous project, the Cartapult. I think the regular size dice wouldn't fit in here. I think the perfect one would be you know, those 12mm or 10mm dice that people use for wargaming. I mean, obviously I can make it much bigger or much longer, but anyway, what's important for now is just I need to get a proof of concept, get a prototype working. So the idea here, after you load multiple dice, you just close the latch, make sure it clicks, it won't fall off, and it won't shoot until you press the pin as usual. I'm not gonna do it here because I tried it before and it ricocheted around, and my dog is here, so it's quite dangerous. Anyway, yeah. Quite happy with this design. I think I'm just gonna start designing the launcher for this. I'm thinking to do something a bit more like a blunderbuss, you know, with a what it's called, a bell-shaped barrel that is like wider on the front, and maybe make it a bit more medievally, if it's a word. I actually like the design that I created for my dice pistol, because it's almost like era agnostic. I don't know if it's a phrase. So it could also look a bit like westerny, but at the same time it could also look a bit like a fantasy medieval theme. So if possible, I would like to achieve that type of design for my blunderbuss. Anyway, I'm gonna update you soon about this, hopefully. And I'm also running out of gray filament, the most used filament of all. I think I spent 3 gray filament only the past 2 months. Obviously for my Pocket Dungeon, most of it, but also now for the dice pistol. So I need to stock up on that. Anyway, that was the update for today. See you tomorrow.